Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. And before you get spiritually minded, you're going to have to play in the gray area of being carnal minded, but trying to get to be spiritual. In other words, I'm just a work in progress. So if you see me in church, don't hit me because I might cuss you out. It doesn't mean I'm not trying to be saved. It just means there's some things that I haven't fixed yet. There's some things that I haven't dealt with yet. I'm not 100% saved yet.
Well,
so salvation is not the most powerful thing.
Now you know.
Salvation gives me access, but I'm still dealing with a carnal mind that has now have a situation because there's opposition now that was not there before. Let me tell you what happens. Before I was carnal minded and I had no opposition, so whatever I thought I did. If the devil told me drink some Cavassier, then glug. If the devil told me to get some Manischewitz, if he told me drink bus gas, y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
Bus gas.
Whatever he said, take a shot, boom, get the salt, boom, live the life, let's get going. Because whatever he told me to do, whatever he told me to do, I did it. And I didn't look back. There was no consciousness. I was free in my inhibitions to do whatever I wanted to do because I already knew I was on my way to hell. Because unsaved folk know hell is real. That's why when we're ready, we come to do. Okay, good.
You're talking.
Okay, let me go a little further. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16 and 17 is dealing with something particular because some of us are still saved. And because we're saved, we still have to come to the confession to ourselves that we're still struggling with some issues that we really don't want people to know about. Can I be honest? And so we put on a persona of holiness where we are still in a carnal mind. And this is why people are not obedient to their leaders, because they're still dealing with carnality trying to get to holiness. Look at your neighbor and say, I ain't holy yet. This is why you can't mess with folk in church because you don't know who's close to the edge. I mean, you might be sitting next to Jeffrey. No, don't mess with him.
Real talk though?
Look, you think you are. You think you say, I'm a slap. You gonna turn the other cheek. No, I might eat you. Just stop.
Don't do it to yourself.
Are you feeling? Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
You might step on my corner and say, your mama, and get killed. I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me, but you dead now. Where are you? I'm with Jesus. Lord, why am I here, Jesus? Because you messed with pew number 5.
He said, why am I here, Jesus?
Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you don't really know me.
You don't really
Now say that with one of these laughs. You don't really know me. That is so sinister because people know that if you really knew me, you would probably take an inch over your butt cheek right about this time. Tell somebody, tell them, thank God I'm saved. Save me. Now listen, if I can explain this, somebody needs to take notes on this. Salvation means that there is opposition that wakes up. Let me see if I can explain it. Watch this. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you prove what perfect acceptable will of the Lord. Right? Transform, change, right? So now your mind has been changed, you're saved. But check this out. Let's get to this. Watch this. As soon as my spirit man, salvation means that my spirit man has now been activated. In the book of Genesis, it said that the Lord formed man. And after he formed man, something unusual he did. He breathed into man. And when he breathed into man, a part of God came into you, turned into spirit, and lay dormant, because after the Garden of Eden, we were born in sin and shaping into what?
Iniquity.
So that as soon as we were born, we know how to sin. How many of you know some of us here right now have a PhD in sin? Amen. Y'all right there. there's a fight going on. When you lust after something, you long for it. You want to have it. Y'all ain't hear me? And so now there's a negative and positive opposition going on inside of you. Now before, you were just unsaved. There was no spirit. It was dormant inside of you. So that whatever the devil told you to do. You Jamaicans? Whatever the devil told you to do, you did it. There's about at least one person that can kill somebody. Not much I go through. Now when I say hug your neighbor, you go, God bless you. So now what happens now? Listen to this. Let me go back and teach this thing. What happens now? Got about 10 minutes. My flesh has been alive all this time. And it didn't have to answer to anything or to anyone. But when I got saved, God reenacted my spirit. And now there's something holy in the shell that is not clean. Right. And so now there is going to be a conflict in the way that I think now, because instead of having a single entity in a single direction, I have a double entity fighting for succession of which one is going to take over the direction of my mind today. And some days I feel sweet and safe. Other days don't mess with y'all. Y'all ain't catch me. Can I be real with somebody? Because there's some things I've been through that I haven't forgotten about. There's some people that took advantage and I stood still, and now you listen with me. You might get killed for what Johnny did in the past.
You have no idea.
I tell women, make sure that you're delivered from those relationships before you marry this new man and put him through hell. Oh, second now. All right. We're going to let the couples be later. Look. Shut up. And so now we're struggling. Here's the struggle. I want to do good. Dad, she look fine. Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus. God was so merciful. Oh my God. God, did you see that, Jesus? Did you make that? And some people just give it, Lord, you made it, you gave me eyes. You even have regular bitches, x-ray just
Ain't nothing wrong with looking.
You hear me? Because there's still some carnality. Every day we leave our house, we leave saved. Listen to them and say, hey, but I'm still fighting. Because see, if I have given up, I wouldn't be here today. If I truly given up, amen, some things that I feel guilty about, I would have never had guilt because there would have been a consciousness awoken in me when I got saved. Amen. So if I never got saved, my spirit man, I would never have a consciousness of holiness, which means an awareness that there is a better way to do what I'm doing, a better way to live. Now there's some people that will come to church and tell folks, hey, you know, you need to be delivered from that. Well, just because it's easy for you not to put your hand in it, don't think it's going to be easy for me.
That's right, Bishop.
Because I have kleptomania. You may have something going on with sex offenses, but I have to. So if I see something, this is my weakness. It's gone, baby. Torn sharper. God is still dealing with me.
That's right.
And now I've stolen it, but I feel guilty because I'm trying to stay safe.
Right.
See, if you really catch this, you realize I can live safe.
Yes.
Because we thought we had to be super holy to get in. God said, all you got to do is be willing.
Yes.
Okay. 7 minutes. Number completion. You can do this. You can do this. Say, go, Pastor, go.
Go, Pastor, go.
All right, salvation. And so because of this now, I determined in my mind that I'm not going to give in. Amen? I may slip. Some of you know, I'm telling your testimony now, I may slip once in a while. I may mess up, but as soon as I do, there's such an impending guilt that hits me. And I feel so bad don't even want to come to church because I feel like I disobeyed God and I betrayed my relationship with him, but I'm still coming back like a puppy with his tail between his legs saying, God, please take not your spirit from me. And so I may come to church sometimes and may not want to lift my hands and praise him. That don't mean I'm not saved. It means that I have some battle scars. I got paralysis. I'm dealing with some situations that got me convoluted and messed up. Just stop trying to judge me in church and be glad I made it in through the doors. God, I feel like I'm preaching today.
You preaching, Bishop.
Yes.
Everybody's judging everybody.
You said criminal?
Her dress is too long. Her dress is too short. Her dress is too loose. Her dress is too tight. His pants are too tight. Now that's the problem. Look at the niggas say, loosen up.
Loosen up.
Can't be coming to church walking like this. All right. Look at the nigga say it's tight. That's right. All right. We have so many different things that we're dealing with in life. Whether it be abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, whether it be abandonment. But the greatest thing that messes us up is guilt. Let me tell you how powerful guilt is.
Eat your
So you can
life.
understand this. Guilt is so powerful that a man beating his wife daily will push the right buttons in her mind and make her feel like it's her fault. And she will even go as far as to defend him to the public and tell people, you know what, he's under a lot of pressure. I'm doing a lot of things that may be wrong for him right now because he has manipulated guilt in such a fashion that it become a yoke that has bound you. And some of us have been locked into brothers or sisters that know how to manipulate the area of guilt to keep you so convoluted in your mind that you'll never see your light of day so that they can determine what foot that you're going to move next. But the devil is a liar. We have to let the devil know it's I'm going to go to my I'm going to be there. And I'll get it. Just give me a couple seconds. Let me get this. And so now, we have to understand that when we deal with guilt, guilt is always in a close proximity to loneliness. Because here's the question. Why am I by myself? No one is calling me. Is it because I'm no good? It's all my fault. And here's the crazy one that everybody always says. If I can do it over again, I would. And we are so busy living from the remnants of our past, we have never got a chance to get excited about what God is setting up for our future. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, if you can get over that.
If you can get over that.
I can bring you into this. Okay, watch this. Because of guilt, there is an apprehension towards life. Because I'm still waiting for some kind of impending doom or penalty to come down on me for past sins and transgressions. Some of us are still waiting to get some kind of whooping from some of the things that we've done in the past. And we've been living waiting for the gavel to come down on us and to serve a sentence that